Mining job hunt video. Welcome to Australian Mining for New Starters, and in today's video we're going to do our weekly job collection video for the sponsors website, their mining jobs to apply for page. That's where we load up all the jobs that we think you should be applying for once you do their training. So just the intro to underground mining course. So let's have a look. We type underground into Seek, and it's just for the last 7 days. That's Australia wide, and we'll have a look, and core staff come up again. So these people are looking on a weekly basis for people, so if you want to give them a call once you've completed the training, if you want to go in that direction, they will undoubtedly have a look at you like they do to people around Kalgoorlie. So this is truck operator, fly and fly out of Perth. They'll want experienced people for that job, but they're probably not going to get too many. They're going to fit the bill of what they want. So they're going to have to take green new starters. And that's all the companies these days. So I'll put the store person one in here as well, and we'll put the store person job down in the mill jobs as well, because you can look at that. A lot of people get into those store jobs and then they don't move, so it's just one of those things. Oh, this is the one that I wanted to look at, I got told about. So we'll load this job up and then we'll just have a quick look at it, because the devil's in the details sometimes. So underground truck operator, and it's at the site that they've taken over from Barminco. Yes, so when it comes down here, requirements, truck operator experience, highly regarded. Now that's another way of saying that we'll accept new starters. So you've got to look for things like that in these ads. The reason that they don't put a new starter thing on the front of it is because with this ad, they'll probably get maybe 50 people apply. Maybe if they're lucky, they might get 5 that have got experience, and then of the other 45, they'll choose who that they want out of those. They'll just look at them as being eager, and they'll go from there. If they put new starter on the front of there, their 50 responses goes up to, 300, 400, 500, even 1,000. And where do you start with 1,000 responses? It's a lot easier if you do it that way. It's the way that they've done it for a while now. Normally with these mining companies too, often the HR isn't a big HR where everybody does everything. Often it's a HR that's divided up into mine sites, and each mine site's got its 1 or 2 recruiters that does recruiting for that mine site. So it's just a different way that sometimes these companies do things than you'd expect, and that's why knowing how it all works makes a huge difference in getting a job. Just like looking at that one, highly regarded, that means that they're definitely looking at new starters. Let's go on. Pace crew, so experienced pace crew, $720 a day, but again, they've got experienced in brackets, but people are taking whoever they can get at the moment because there's just nobody around. And if you know a little bit about how the mine works, we've had a few people get on in Kalgoorlie into service crew type roles like this, like pace crew and doing special projects underground. So it can be a way to go. This is Barminco running their ad again for Diamond Driller Offsiders for just after Christmas. So they're setting people up to start when they're going to have all the turnover. Olympic Dam. Oh yeah, multi-skill role. Okay, I had a read of this last night because this was interesting. What they're really asking for here is a grader operator, and they don't really care whether you've got underground mining experience or not. So it's a long-winded way of asking for a grader operator. So if you're a grader operator that's got his mining knowledge or her mining knowledge up to speed, throw your hat in the ring. This is the one for Olympic Dam for all those in South Australia. Good luck to those that are doing interviews at the moment for these jobs, which there are a number of. When they say general services, they're talking about service crew, and that was also entry level for that BHP job, so it's service miners. So they're looking for entry level service crew as well there. Norton Gold, underground truck driver. Apologies if there is animal noise around me. I've been stuck with the animals again today. Just trying to get this done early morning Perth time on Saturday morning. Remote loader, Paceville. They have taken people from the training before, and it's worked out quite well for all parties, so I'm going to put that one up there. Shotcreators, production operator, so that's bogger operators by the looks of things. Pace crew, we'll throw that up. Because again, over the years, we've had a few people apply for paste and service crew jobs to get calls back from the employer saying we can't put you on as the paste crew or the service crew, but we're quite happy to give you a truck job. Okay, so let's keep going. Bogger operator overseas job. Underground loader. Again, whoever's mine assistant doesn't really ring true of a bogger operator and what they want to be called. So whoever's doing the job ads for Glencore and Mount Isa might want to have a look at how they structure that. So that's South Australia and field level support. No, that's a entry level fitters job. So there are lots of jobs going around for fitters if you want to jump in. If you've just done your apprenticeship and you're looking to go mining, there's lots of places ready to scoop you up. It's Agi job. Coal. Long haul overseas. Oh, prep crew. Put that in. Cadia. Good long-term job there. Agi Operator, Barminco. There's lots about at the moment. Leading hand, mining. Shotcreator. One of the reasons that everybody's starting to really go crazy is because the copper price is back up again and the nickel price is back up again. Copper's well and truly over 12,000 Australian a tonne, and the nickel price keeps bouncing between 36 and 40,000 Australian a tonne, which is just crazy money for nickel. So it makes all the nickel mines pretty much in Australia all $1 billion mines, which is, and the majority of them are hard rock underground. which is why they are trying to get everything ramped up and everybody's trying to get full crews, because the way it works is that whoever has the most experienced crews gets the most out and makes the most money. While you're having to train people and bring people on, they end up having accidents. Like, you know, people make mistakes, it's just part of it. And the more people that you've got to train, the slower your production's going to end up being because of those mistakes that constantly happen. So the way to win is to get full crews that know what they're doing. And pretty soon some of the money's going to start going up again as people try and buy their experience in. We've seen it happen a few times now, and with the prices where they are at the moment, they don't need to stay there very long for people to start to get the idea, because otherwise you can lose, or you can go bankrupt in a boom if you can't get the right people, or the people that you get in keep on making huge mistakes. It's not hard for a new starter to write something off that's going to be 100,000 or 200,000 or something like that. It's fairly easy for them to do stuff like that. You don't need too many of those in a row for it to become a bit of a headache for you. And the argument always is that with all the damage that the new starters do, if you just rolled that into wages, then you probably could have got an experienced crew in that were happy to do what they were doing for the money that they were getting, and you'd be able to go as fast as you can, which is what all the mine sites want to do, because it's all about money, guys. Don't let anybody tell you anything else. Yes, it's all got to be done safely. Oh, there's a graduate one. It's all got to be done safely, but it's got to be done in a timely manner so people can make money, and that includes from the operators to management to the owners. Everybody's there to make money out of it. And if you're costing people money, don't kid yourself. If you can't get up to speed quick enough, then you're going to be out on your ear. It's just the way it is, unfortunately. But the training goes into all that and tells you what the pecking order is and how it all works, so you get a really good understanding of what you're getting yourself into. Grader operator. So we've had a few guys jump into underground from the graders job that were working on councils and on the roadways around the country. It's just good to get your mining knowledge up to speed with the training before you go and jump into it, because when you're the grader operator, you pretty much go everywhere, and it's pretty easy to make some pretty serious mistakes if you don't know what's going on. Okay, day crew. It's a mill job, we'll have that. That will probably be asking for experience, but chances are they're not going to get any. They might be trying to coax people out with the day crew processing. A lot of people don't like to do night shift. I always used to sleep really well on night shift, better than on day shift, to be honest with you. It's a bogger operator's job by the looks of things. Agi driver. Well, I got that one. Yep, underground mining operations. There's a few about, and they keep coming up on a weekly basis as we look through. But you can be doing this yourself during the week and get ahead of me. A lot of people do. You don't have to wait for me to do it for you. But if you're just watching this for the first time, you can have a look back through some of the videos and you'll see all the same sort of jobs coming up from the same employers over and over again, because they just plough through them. It's pretty easy to teach you how to drive the underground truck. What's hard is teaching you enough about how the mine works so you can leave you alone in the truck to drive the truck by yourself, and that's what everybody struggles with. I loaded that job up last week. There seemed to be a new player that's always out there now. We found one grad job. I'm surprised there's not a few more poke up. Paste plant operators, they're going to want experienced, but they're not going to be able to get it, so they're going to have to train. Process controller, they're looking for the people for the new mill. Oh, it's sort of gone quiet here. So we'll give it one more page after this and we'll have a look at the map. Process technicians. So that's a nice way of saying mill operators. The mill job can be a good way to go if you're not comfortable with going underground. Doesn't pay as much, but you've got the same sort of long life security because you'll be there for as long as the mine's there. And most of the mill jobs you actually work for the owner of the mine, so that's always a bonus as well. Process technician, throw that down. Again, they'll be looking for an experienced person with a level 2 opportunity, I'd say, but yeah, whether or not they're going to get them or not, that's the big thing. So it's probably a good thing to throw your hat in the ring if that's the way you want to go. I'll have a look at one more. Alright, so that's pretty much going to be a bust. Alright, so let's go and have a look at our map. So this is the map with all the mines around Australia that are taking stuff out of the ground for batteries or gold. And this is where the future is. If you want a job in 10, 15, 20 years, this is where you want to get yourself a start. Because, yeah, the battery thing that they're doing all around the world, it's not going anywhere. The ABC had an article that I'm going to do a video on in a couple of days' time about in India, they're replacing all the tuk-tuks with electric ones, or they're trying to. And just on that alone is going to be a huge amount of work for all the mining industry around the world, just to get enough metals together to make batteries for just replacing those things, let alone all the cars and other electric vehicles around the place that they're trying to get off the ground. So this is where all the work's going to be in the future, and where the wages are going to go really high, because like I said before, nickel and copper, which are a big part of these batteries, are already skyrocketing, and so is gold. But everything else is as well. Lead's high, zinc's high, silver's high. it's all running pretty high at the moment because of these batteries. So this is where you want to go and concentrate on. If you're in Victoria, there's not much around in Victoria. There's a couple of gold mines up around Bendigo and Ballarat, but there's a lot of drive in, drive out in the middle of New South Wales. If you're in New South Wales, you've got that there. You've also got the fly in, fly out. We've got a few people that have gotten jobs where they fly themselves to Brisbane, and then Brisbane, the company flies them up to the mine site. So just be aware of that. If you're in Brisbane, you've got the option of the fly in, fly out up here in the north of the country. If you're in Townsville or Cairns, it's also a fly in, fly out hub, or a drive in, drive out hub. That's the Charters Towers area and the Mount Isa area, but you also can drive down to this stuff here in New South Wales. South Australia's got the really big mines, the base metal mines and the gold mines around here, Olympic Dam and all Oz Mineral stuff. Northern Territory's got Savannah's, which is a big nickel mine. They've also got Tanamide, which is a big gold mine. They also do some fly and fly out to the stuff that's around Mount Isa, but they've got a couple of other gold mines down here that are a bit lower that are always looking for people. And over here in WA, it's lots of fly and fly out of Perth, and also there's bucket loads of work around Kalgoorlie. And shout out to the two guys that have gotten jobs in Kalgoorlie or gotten offered jobs in Kalgoorlie from Adelaide and Melbourne. Well done, guys. Yeah, you know, it just shows you that if you show the employers that you know how their mine works, you've actually got something to offer them. So I hope that helps with the job hunt video, and it shows you can, if I can make this work properly, yeah, it shows you where the jobs are. So you just type underground into Seek, you'll see all the jobs come up. You can have a look at the latest videos that I've done. I've just done a video on when it loads itself up. Yeah, I've just done a video on 2 mining facts people don't believe. So that's the 1,500 to 2 grand a day jumbo operator job, and the fact that the hard rock industry turns over so many new starters, turns over more than 50% of their new starters, unfortunately, if you don't know what you're getting yourself into. If you do the sponsors training, it goes down to less than 10%. You can have a look at the job hunt videos from the past in here. They're all loaded up there, so you can go back through and have a look. It's the same employers looking for the same people because they just turn over their new starters. So if you give them what they want, someone that knows how their mine works, then you've actually got something to offer them, and they hire. And you know, we've got a number of people doing interviews and getting jobs at the moment. So yeah, well done to everybody that's doing that. But if you've got any more questions about mining that you'd like answered, please send them through. If you could like and subscribe to the channel, that would be wonderful, and share the information around. Thanks.